So I've played a lot of Legendsza, and I thought, you know what, screw it, I'll make a video talking about it, 'cause why the heck not? And I will say, you know, I don't have the highest expectations for Pokemon games. I think the series overall is pretty, it has a lot of issues, personally, but so far the game's been actually pretty freaking good. At least in terms of all the Switch games, which I think most of the Switch games aren't that great. For reference, I liked Let's Go. I played that when I was younger. I don't know if I'd like it nowadays, but I liked it as a kid, for what that's worth. I didn't like Sword and Shield, though. I really didn't like Sword and Shield. I would never play Sword and Shield ever again. Maybe one day, like in 10 years, I'm like, I want to see if this is really that bad, which it is a pretty bad game. But you know what isn't a bad game? Legends Arceus. That one actually restored a lot of faith in the games in my eyes, at least. Because, I mean, that's a pretty quality Pokemon game. Most Pokemon games since are not great. Scarlet and Violet, that one was buggy as heck. And I liked it for the most part, but I wouldn't say it's a good game. Well, I wouldn't say it's a great game. It's an alright game. I mean, I had fun. But, I mean, besides that, it was just okay. It was really ugly, really bad, badly optimized, badly designed game. But, you know, it was fun gameplay-wise. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, that one, I actually had a lot of fun with that one. I feel guilty to admit that. I had a lot of fun with that one. It's not a great game, but I had more fun with it than I think I had with Sword and Shield. But, yeah, I mean, besides that, I like to think I like Pokemon. I don't know, I don't enjoy the gameplay as much as I used to when I was younger. I don't know if it's just because my tastes have changed. I'm not as into turn-based RPGs. But that was part of the reason there was so much appeal with ZA for me, was the fact that they went towards a more action RPG feel. Now, actually playing it's more real-time, but still there's a bit of that action RPG with the fact you can actually dodge, and the gameplay does feel actually really nice. Definitely an improvement to a lot of the previous games, because I've just gotten very sick of the generic Pokemon formula. I don't know, the gameplay just feels slow to me, and I'm not having fun. I like building my team, but I can't really get into like the whole actual gameplay aspect, which I feel like that's weird, because it's like, oh, I play Pokemon, but I don't even like the gameplay. But I don't know, ZA's been really good. I think it's fun. You know, they brought back the catching from Arceus, which I loved the catching in Arceus. I will say, one of my favorite things about Pokemon is the completing the Pokedex and catching all the Pokemon. So Arceus really did call out to me personally, and I did enjoy the combat in Arceus because they had that good spin on it with the what was it, the attack and the speed versions, or the heavy and speed, whatever it was called. But that really helped to solidify the combat in comparison to the other games, and having the catching aspect, that was something I really liked as somebody who enjoys completing Pokedex. I think I completed Pokedex in Pokemon Moon. I completed the Pokedex in Sword, and I like it. Let's Go, I did as well. Obviously Arceus, its whole shtick is completing Pokedex, so I mean, I kind of had to, but it was actually fun in Arceus. You know, it's built around completing Pokedex. Anyways, they keep catching, which is great. And it's really fun, honestly. And they also added something I really like. This is a really nice quality of life feature, is whenever you actually fight the Pokemon, because you know, that's part of Pokemon. I feel stupid, I'm explaining this, but whenever you kill it, it will stay there for a couple seconds. You could catch it after you KO'd it. Well, you know, you get a chance to, which I think that's a really nice quality of life improvement. I was a little like, okay, is this a good idea? But no, it works out really well. It's not like a guaranteed catch, but it's a very nice feature. So like, if you're shiny hunting and you accidentally murder something, it's like, well, you still have a chance to actually catch it, which I would hope they carry that over to Gen 10. Obviously, they don't like carrying over good features as we saw with Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet took nothing good from Arceus. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. But, I mean, so far, gameplay's fun. I hope there was leaks the other day where they, like, Gen 10 or Legends 3 and all that stuff got leaked. And something was like, oh, we want to do the action, whatever, formula from ZA in Gen 10, and if they do, I mean, I could see myself maybe picking it up, but I probably wouldn't pick up if it was just normal Gen 10. But other than that, I mean, again, the game's very fun. There's a lot of really good features. I will say the tutorial, I guess that's just Pokemon in general at this point. It really was like, if you, I don't know, man. Violet was something where it like took me like 5 hours to actually get myself to actually play the game, because it was like, oh my gosh, Nimona, let me do what I want. I'm sick of this garbage. But I mean, I don't know if it was the fact that I was more more excited for ZA and I was more interested in the combat, but I didn't have as much trouble getting through the tutorials, but it sucked. It sucked cheese. Still, your rival character, your friend or whatever the frick. Oh, follow me, Colin. We gotta go look at this. You can't go one off. And I'm like, I want to just run around, because I have just ran around the city, and I think that's shown me that this is a game that I actually like. Because of the fact that the other day I was playing this game and I was like, oh man, I'm running around breaking what are they? They're mega shards all across the city, and I'm just running around breaking them. And I ended up almost being late to something with somebody else because I was so busy having fun with this, which that's really good. I will say, if you can keep me busy and distract me for long enough, I think that means you have a really good game on your hand. The Pokedex is actually smaller than Arceus by like 10 or whatever. It's 232, which, I mean, that's a fine Pokedex. I don't know if I don't know if you care for a bigger Pokedex. I think there's a bit of bloat in the Pokedexes, I'm not gonna lie. There's a little, it reached at the point where it's like 400, sure, that's cool, but I mean, there's gonna be too many options where it's like, I don't really want to use all these other guys. Like, I think there can be a lot of use to having more limited Pokedex, and I think that's something helpful with this game, especially considering the fact that a lot of these Pokemon are going to Mega Evolve, or they're in a family that's going to Mega Evolve. And, I mean, if you do count Mega Evolutions, there's like almost 300 Pokemon, so it's like, do you really care at this point? And, I mean, again, there was like DLC leaks, they're gonna have like 100 more, I think. And probably new Mega Raichu will probably have like Hoenn starters and those Hoenn legendaries. So, you get that. Something else I think is actually kind of cool is that you can just straight up walk around with your Pokemon. I think this is okay. Well, if you don't include the Sword and Shield DLC, which that was very poorly handled with how you walk with your Pokemon. Stupid waterfall. If you don't include Sword and Shield's DLC, which that was like really poorly handled with walking with your Pokemon, I don't think they've done it since freaking. Did they do it in Black and White? I don't know. I never played Black and White. I know they did it in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and it's something that people really like. So you can just walk with your Pokemon. I'm sure that will make lots of people happy. Another thing that's really nice is these TMs aren't one use. I hated that. I hated that they did that in Scarlet and Violet. That was awful. I'm like, I'm not using TMs here. But no, I mean, I can use TMs as much as I want, which thank God. I was not going to want to use TM. I think TM should be infinite, because they're just that much more convenient. Something else that's another great thing they did over Scarlet and Violet is now my character won't. Okay, I hated the fashion. I'm not like somebody who's like, I love character custom. I mean, it's fine. I know people love it. That's good. For me, it's like, if I want to customize, I'm gonna change into something that I think looks better than the starter clothing. And that was where I didn't like Scarlet and Violet, because they gave you that crappy school uniforms, and they're stupid and they're ugly and nobody likes them. There was the Blueberry Academy fit, and that was the only one I'm like, I'm gonna use that because it looks better than all the other crap. But now you can actually wear clothes that look normal, and you don't gotta be ugly anymore. I will say though, there's not enough male hairstyles that look good. There's a lot of female hairstyles, so if you're a girl, good for you. But if you're a dude, the hairstyles are kind of jank, which that is something. Scarlet and Violet did have pretty decent hairstyles. I don't like how they look in this game. I just wish they gave more options. But other than that, you know, it's generally better. I didn't have any issues with the city. Like, people were upset about, oh, it's a single city. Maybe that's just because I played the Yakuza games. But I don't know. The game, you know, it doesn't feel small or anything. I feel like I'm in a pretty decently sized town or whatever. And again, I've just been running around aimlessly having fun. So I mean, take that as you will. If you're somebody who like is really like, oh, I want a super duper big open world Pokemon game, just go play Scarlet and Violet, and you probably have a miserable time. But I mean, it's an open world game. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't have any issues with it really. I thought I was actually kind of concerned, honestly. I was like, it'll be fine. And then I started playing it. Like, oh gosh, this is pretty small. And then I played more, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's not like it feels super small. It feels perfectly fine. But you know, I do think there could be a little bit more, like, more buildings to go through. I don't know. There could be a little more area to go in. But I don't think the city being just the game being confined to a single city is a bad thing. But I don't know. I haven't had any issues with it. Maybe I will eventually. I don't know. Again, I'm only like halfway through the game. So, I mean, I could still change my mind about half of these things. But, you know, for now, it's fine. And, you know, the game runs well. That's something better than Scarlet and Violet. Again, another point to ZA over Scarlet and Violet. I don't... Scarlet and Violet's so bad, but it runs fine. I'm playing on Switch too. Now they made Scarlet and Violet run okay on Switch too. I've seen though it runs decent on, or ZA rather, runs pretty decent on Switch 1. Doesn't seem like it has many issues, which that's great. Better than Scarlet and Violet, obviously. That being said, here's the thing. There's the gameplay side and how it runs, but there's also the visual side of the thing, and I will say this is on the better looking side of Switch Pokemon games. I would say the best looking one is Let's Go, obviously. I didn't even think, and I'll be completely real here, I didn't think Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl looked that bad, but I like legendsza's art style. It didn't look great. I will say, I do think it looks better than legendsza. I think it looks better than Sword and Shield. It definitely looks better than Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet's the ugliest game I've ever played in my life. So I'd say it looks pretty good. You know, characters, they move normally. NPCs, you know, they move around. They look fine. The Pokemon, they're pretty well animated, actually. The only one that I have a problem with is Phalanx, where he, like, if you walk and you turn, he'll just, like, stay in a straight, well, like, would you say they? Because it's multiple forms. I don't know. But yeah, they stay in a long line. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the game's pretty. You know, Pokemon, they feel normal. You know, the interiors of buildings, they look pretty good actually. You go into Hotel ZA and the lobby's really nice. You get your own room there. It's really nice. There's restaurants. It looks very pretty, and the textures, like most of the textures, sure, some of the buildings are pretty ugly, but most of the textures look pretty decent. And there are a couple of buildings that look fine. Like, I do wish that some of the stuff was more 3D modeled, obviously. I think everybody would. I think most people who are sane would. But, like, they look fine enough, honestly. The shadows are kind of ugly. There was a cutscene where it was, like, very pixelated shadow underneath your friend, rival, whatever the heck her name is, I forget. Or he, if you're playing as a Whatever. But yeah, I guess the shadows are the worst thing. And I will say the only thing that I don't really care for is that there's these like, so you'll see like these rocks and stuff, and you get to break them, and they're across the world. It's like, sure, that was from Arceus. Some of the objects are actually pretty ugly. Like the rock's pretty ugly. There's like these weird poison things. They look kind of disgusting. They could have definitely used better, whatever you'd call it, better modeling. But I mean, other than that, you know, it's decent. It looks good. I'd say it's probably one of the best visual looking Pokemon games in a long time. If again, there's a lot of room to improve, but they're on the right track. It's still not a great looking game. I'm teetering on the line, like, I want to give them credit for actually making a nice looking game, but also I want to be able to criticize them. But no, I mean, you know, it's a lot better. They're going in the right direction. Hopefully they continue this direction. I will say, one of the worst things about this game, you start it up, and you put in this cutscene, and you just see them talking, and you see the words. And I know that's how every Pokemon game is, sure. But like, it just bothers me so much. And I know it's like, I'm complaining about something that's been done for forever. But it's like, how do you keep doing this? How do you keep doing this? This is awful, this is hideous, this is disgusting. There's so much better you could do. And it's like, I know Game Freak is lazy. Let's be real. Game Freak is a very lazy company. And I understand, they probably don't want to hire voice actors, sure. But you could do something like Shadow of the Colossus doesn't, where it's like, oh, you know, these people are like, or something, like in some other language or something. And it's like, if you don't want to hire, like, oh, Japanese, Chinese, American, English, French, whatever, all these different voice actors, you could just do that, where it's like, you just got the mumbling noises, and that would add a lot of life and character into these games. But, you know, you got stuck with this garbage instead. And I don't understand. What's even more baffling is the people who defend it. It's like, I think this is a great feature. No, it's not. Would you go to a movie where you would just watch the people talking, and instead of them having words coming out, it'd be like, yeah, this is what they're saying, but you just see them, they're mouthing it. Like, I don't care if you like to imagine their voices. I think it's objectively better to actually have a voice. The other thing, I guess, is there's the story, and honestly, I'm gonna be real, the story feels like kind of non-existent. If anything, you're just trying to climb the ranks of the ZA whatever tournament, and I guess you're trying to stop rogue mega evolutions or something. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's much story yet. Where I'm at, especially, I mean, I'm 12 hours in. It doesn't feel like really anything has happened except you're just going on this journey to go up on the ranks, which, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not looking for, like, Persona 5 level story in this. I'm just here for a good game. And all it needs to be is a good, fun game. I will say, though, there is stuff that will have, I guess, for what you can consider the technical story of the cutscenes. There's one thing, and I will say, you could probably just, I'll put a time code on the screen, and you can skip to this, because it could be considered spoilery. But who cares? Really, it's not that deep. But if you do care, just skip. So obviously, you know, the whole shtick of the game is you're climbing Z to A in the ranks in this ZA Royale or whatever. And you're at rank B, and you see this guy. His name's Vinny. He's got like mutton chops and like I think a man bun or something. And he's like, yeah. So if you do this and fight me, I'll grant you up to rank F. And they're like, oh boy, rank F. And I'm like, no way they're gonna send you up to rank F. But no, they send you up to rank F, and it's like, well, that seems like it kind of took a lot out of the game. Like, it feels like there could have been a lot more between V to F, like all these different ways you're climbing up. But no, they just send you from V to F. It's like you only have 10 ranks you're really climbing. Whenever it's like, oh, I thought I was going to go through all 26 letters of the alphabet. No. And if anything, I just, it feels a little bit like I got like tricked. Like they're trying to be like, oh, look, there's all these ranks you're climbing. No, there's 10 ranks you're climbing. And it's like, I mean, is that a bad thing? I just think it's a little annoying. I think it could have been handled a little better. But in the end of the day, I mean, I don't think it ruins the game. I mean, and I think it's a really good game. I'll be completely honest. I think this, I would say, Legends Arceus is probably the best Pokemon game. I think objectively. I'd say ZA is up there. I don't know if it's better yet. I'll have to play more. I'm leaning towards no, but it's really good. If you have a Switch and you like Pokemon, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you probably play this anyways, but like it's a really good game. I don't have any complaints. I enjoy the game. Okay, I do have complaints, obviously. I just complained for like 20 minutes. But, you know, it's a really good game, and that's it. I definitely recommend it. If you're one of those people who's skeptical about Pokemon like I am, who likes the series but doesn't like a lot of the direction the series goes in, here you go. Here's an actually good game. I sincerely say that it's a really fun, really good game, and I would really recommend it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I want to make more stuff like this. This was unscripted. I kind of do want to go into some scripted stuff. I will probably try and get maybe a couple gameplay videos out once in a while. I don't know. I might stuff down the other channel just because I want to screw the algorithm, because I am changing format on this channel. So yeah, I don't give a crap about the algorithm on the other channel. I just stuff whatever on there. But we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. You know, give me a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, dislike it, because I'll know if, because I can see likes and dislikes, and that'll give me an actual taste whether this is good or not. If you really like it, hit subscribe. I've never asked that before, so I get my free pass. But yeah, you know, if you do like my stuff, I would appreciate it. It gives me actual feedback that, oh, people like what I'm doing. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.